Hard work.
So in Kansas and Missouri, the reason we have so many different foundation issues here is because of the type of soil. If you're from here, you know that type of soil is clay. The reason clay gives us so many problems is because it's very expansive and contractive based on the amount of water that's in it. So if you live here again, you know we have all 4 seasons, and sometimes we get all 4 of those seasons in the same week. So we're getting a lot of change of water levels in our soil. And clay, again, it reacts to that. Right now we're in the springtime, so we're getting a lot of our spring rains. And what that does to the soil is it makes it expand. That causes a lot of issues for our basements and our crawl spaces. That's because when that clay expands, it puts pressure on these walls. How you might notice that in your own home is, of course, you're gonna start to see cracks in those walls. If you have a poured concrete foundation, a lot of times what happens with those is it will crack on each end of the wall, and then the center of that wall is able to kind of start rolling in. You may even notice your beam pocket of your home kind of jut out of the side of the house, and that's actually not the beam moving, but that's the wall moving in. So that's kind of a common way to kind of notice what's happening and that's again because of the clay soil. It just expands so much when it's trying to hold all of this water, and so it's able to put pressure on those walls. There's many ways that we at KC Pier are able to handle that type of problem. We kind of gear up for that issue every spring, knowing what we're gonna see. We have everything from our crack injection system to mitigate the amount of water that you're obviously gonna get in your basement. Structurally, we have everything from our I-beam braces to our earth anchor system to even fully excavating these basement walls. In that instance, we're actually able to straighten the wall and get a full waterproofing system on the exterior of that wall as well. So there are many different ways that we can mitigate that problem of the clay soil expanding and putting pressure on these walls. The other thing that the clay soil does in the season that we're about to go into, which is summer, is it gets really dry, right? We don't have as much rain as we typically do. In that instance, the way the clay reacts is it actually shrinks. So if you think about the fact that your home is sitting on this clay soil, when it starts to shrink, your home is gonna follow that, right? So that's when we typically get into our settlement issues, which involve basically the houses, again, following that soil when it begins to fall. So that gets us into our KC Pier system, right? It's in our name. And the piering system that we use on all types of different foundations, whether it be concrete, block, or stone, is a push pier system. Now what that means to you as the homeowner is we're going to dig underneath of your house and we're going to push these piers off of the actual foundation wall itself, right in the middle of the bottom of that foundation wall or footing. How that's beneficial is we are able to be right underneath of where all the weight is. Our pier system is concentrically located, which is what that means. So we would push our piers all the way down to bedrock or a solid strata of rock down below that then enables us to get that fall back from your house and get it back to where it should have been in the first place. So the ending repair on that actually leaves your house in a much better state than it was originally in, because at that point in time, it's not sitting on that clay soil that goes up and down. It's actually sitting on our piers, which are sitting on bedrock. So again, when summer comes along, we know we're gonna be in a dry stretch. We at KC Pier ramp back up in our pier division, and we're able to provide you with those solutions as well. So again, here in Kansas and Missouri, we get all sorts of different weather. It affects the clay in many different ways, but at KC Pier, we're ready for you.
Hard work, work. Hard work.